Hi everybody, my name is Dr. Shalom Drimer from Light Chiropractic and Wellness in Sydney, and today I want to continue talking about sympathetic dominance. So this is video number 2. So if you haven't seen number 1, go watch that first and then come back to this one. So just in summary, our nervous system is made out of 2 parts, the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system that are basically controlling our organs, the way our body is functioning. And sympathetic nervous system deals with fight or flight stress response. If we are in a state of stress response for a very long time, that can affect our body. It can lead to what we call sympathetic dominance. And so in this presentation, I want to talk about what does it look like? What are the signs and symptoms of sympathetic dominance? So number 1, it can affect our posture. So if your PMRF, so it's a system in the brain that is helping us to stay upright. If this system is affected, that will affect our posture. So what you'll tend to see is a person with rounded shoulder and forward head carriage, and of course that's something that you all know and recognize, yeah? Now the other thing that you might see is headaches. People get headaches, and those headaches might get worse as the day progresses, and many times will ease when they're lying down. You start seeing effects on the hormonal system, so estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, all of those things can be affected because your nervous system is not functioning well, affecting your hormonal system. Another one, and it directly connects, it can affect mood. So sympathetic people that have sympathetic dominance will tend to feel anxious or depressed, issues with sleep, finding it hard to fall asleep or staying asleep. All of those are symptoms that can come as a result of sympathetic dominance. Not only, but this is a very major thing that we see a lot. High blood pressure, we talked about it. The sympathetic nervous system controls your blood pressure. So if you are all the time in a fight or flight stress response, your body, your blood pressure stays up. It's hard to bring it down. That's very, very typical to that state. Sensitivity to light and sound. We talked about it from before in the first presentation. The different nerves that are part of the parasympathetic nervous system and the parts of the brain that process them, those cranial nerves that supplying the eyes, hearing, if all of those are affected, people are becoming very sensitive to sound and light. And so any kind of stimulation around can really, really push their buttons. They can make them very, very anxious, or it takes a lot of energy from their body because those nerves are inhibited and affected. Now, another thing that happens is that if you remember, we talked about the fact that the vagus nerve controls all the different organs, and part of them is the digestive system, and it helps the healing and the recovery of the digestive system. Now imagine if for a very long time the digestive system doesn't heal correctly, doesn't repair itself correctly. So what can happen, what can it lead to, is a situation where the intestines don't function as well. So for example, you might have a suppression of the immune system in the digestive system. It might affect the motility of the digestive system. So the digestive system, the intestines don't move food as well, and the blood flow into the intestine is affected as well. So what is leaky gut? Leaky gut syndrome is a condition where your intestine lining is becoming porous because it's inflamed. So undigested food and toxins, things that should not get into the bloodstream, move in, and that can actually be very, very not helpful, not very good for the body, can actually create inflammation. So there is more and more evidence now that when you are inflamed in one place, it might affect other areas of your body and can affect your immune system, might even lead to autoimmune disorders. So all of those systems are interconnected. So one of the things that might happen is that, or what you might notice is that people are starting to develop intolerances to foods that in the past they were not an issue. Things like dairy or rice or other foods. And so a very good way of starting to deal with leaky gut is to remove from the diet foods that you might be intolerant to. So anything that you might be intolerant to, you might notice that you will have a bit more bloating, more diarrhea or constipation, very smelly gas. These are type of indications that you might be inflamed in your digestive system. And so a good way to deal with it is to do a test and to check what foods you might be intolerant to, and remove it for a while to help the body to start healing. Now, in the next, so this is the end of part 2. In the next video, we're going to talk about things that you can do at home that might be helpful. Thank you very much.